All right, 10 years. Oh, boy. 10 years of Star Citizen in 18 minutes. This should be really interesting, man. I don't know if this is even possible doing 10 years in 18 minutes, but like, I don't know. We'll see how long we can stay plugged into this.
Hi, welcome. Today
oh wow, man.
Something different.
Oh wow.
Star Citizen. If you play video games, you may have heard of this game, either in a bad or a good way, as this title seems to have split the community into two halves. If you have not heard about it, long story short, Cloud Imperium Games and its legendary founder, Chris Roberts, have been working on developing this game for more than 10 years, with more than $500 million donated by players. This is, of course, unprecedented. First things first, what is running in the background is a series of sessions of Star Citizen are recorded in the last 10 years. Yes, in some cases, it may not even look like the Star Citizen you may be familiar with, but that's how it started. I've personally streamed or recorded this footage, and I've added a date to mark the...
Welcome to the fam. Hi, 135031. You're more than just a number, bro. You're an actual person. Thank you for following.
Development phase.
Star Atlas 5s, right, Ash?
This channel, you know our work. Facts, numbers, maths are what I use to back my thoughts and conclusions, rather than trying to clickbait and do cheap triggering content.
Cool.
This reminds me that I really need to make a video about splitting Throttle's F-14s, shooting down balloons
was there
whilst
too.
inverted. That would surely pass the 1,000 views mark. Anyway, in case of Star Citizen, the approach is different. There are no mathematical models or tests to do, so all I can offer is my expertise.
Okay, that's interesting. That is interesting, Father's Game. You know, I'm not trying to poo-poo on it, you know what I'm saying? But, like, I'm like old school. Like, everything needs to have a purpose. Like, every single commodity to me needs to fit into, like... I've got a lot of economic videos when I was theory crafting from like 2015-ish. If you ever want to hear me talk about the economy, check out some of those older vids, bro. I like have hours talks about it. What's up, Eddie? Welcome to the family, bro. Thank you. Nice to see a lot of new faces in here tonight. We're really doing amazing things here on DG360. I want you guys to understand what this is. This is an area where you guys basically plug in. It's a variety show of sorts. You guys are plugging in things that are interesting to you. I never see what you guys are linking, and I watch it live with you guys, and I give my opinions on these types of things where I feel like I'm at, whatever it is, whether it's Star Citizen or anything else. The morning show, we kind of focus on just about everything. But, like, thank you. Nice to see the new faces. How's everybody doing out there?
I've been coding since I was like 12, and later worked and still working in IT for almost 20 years. I've been part of teams and companies of all sizes. I have teams created around me, and I've seen projects launched, took tons of effort for several months, just to then fail, whilst others flourished. The point of what I'm saying is that I have good exposure to technology and project management. I think at least a bit of background in such topics makes the process of understanding why Star Citizen is both so unique but controversial much simpler. Otherwise,
not many. Father's Game asks, how many systems do we need, in your opinion, to have a stable economy and true trade? You're going to need multiple ones. I'm not too stingy right now. I'd say with as big as Stanton is, I'd say max. And some people will probably laugh at this, but like really, like three systems. 3 to 4 systems tops, like to have like a true kind of dynamic economy where you're going from one system to the other, trading these commodities. In my mind, you need that. You need that. Yeah, exactly, Ash. Exactly, dude.
Understanding the reasons behind.
By the way, can I give some applause out to my dude? We all said 3. What's going on here? I'm feeling love. I'm feeling it. I said to 4 also. I said 3 to 4, so I got you covered too, Ether. I gotta love. That's all I know, Pepe. Pepe, don't hate on me. Don't hate on me. Pepe's giving me shit right now.
That being said, although I followed the development, many years have passed, so in case I say something idiotic, feel free to point it out in the comments below.
Right, fathers.
So let's start from the beginning. The Kickstarter campaign went off in late 2012. I studied following
Let's say
the
3 to 4 is
the campaign
it.
was finishing. I then followed the development for a few months. You know, better be informed before spending money, and then pledged in May 2013. 10 years ago, or
I remember those old kiosks, man. I miss those. I miss those, dude. Those were cool as shit.
At first, Seeing the
Right?
progression of the total pledge
I
of
miss those, man. You could rotate the
$100,000
shit.
was crazy and exciting. Now that Sam is collecting on a bad day. There were pledge goals in the beginning for every million collected, something they later dropped.
And that was the best vibe when you had your own hangar. Like all we had were these hangars in Arena Commander. We had no P or anything, right? The characters, even a patch prior to this, were actually like more robotic in Frankenstein the way they moved. Do you guys remember how the original characters moved, man? They look like Frankenstein, man. It was like you were like va va va. But the ships like had this amazing detail. The ships are like ridiculously crazy, and it made you want to buy more ships because you would just be like you would display your ships in the hangar, and you'd be like, oh my god, this is so amazing. You just like be chilling out in your hangar with all your ships there. It was beautiful the way they broke this down, and they kind of marketed this the way that they did. It was really very genius because like you felt like you were like, wow, this is my base, these are my ships in it, I'm feeling good, you know? Dude, like these vibes, I miss these vibes.
As they stopped
the running sense. Always got you right, limitless.
Yeah. Millions were in Chris Roberts' pockets. Initially, the development pace was quite neat. In mid-2013, we got the Hangar module, and everyone was losing their minds imagining how many adventures were waiting for us. In 2014, we got the first iteration of Arena Commander. It was really fun, and I enjoyed it for a while.
Right, Aether,
they
right,
were
dude.
a great entry to the main course.
They were much smaller. Aether brings up a good point. He says, you can see this is before they started doing proper metrics. The player character isn't proportional with the hull. This is only the game with proper scaling. And, you know, at the very beginning, it's because they were much smaller as a company, you know, right, Aether? Like, they didn't have nearly the amount of artists and devs that they have now, right? So, like, they had a smaller team, and that did get to me. You're right, Aether. You're absolutely right, man.
2016. Yes, because that was something close. Should have been the original release time frame. This means that the game is 7 years behind schedule and counting. So, two questions. What happened to the deadlines? And what happened to the $500 million collected? Both are very legit questions, but the answers are more complicated than they sound.
Oh, dude, yes, CR. Ash. Yes,
Chris
dude.
Roberts is a visionary. He always wanted to make the space game of his dreams, but publishers, stakeholders, and technologies always kept him back. So he started a small project with a bunch of people, assets, and an office, made a very cool Kickstarter promo video, and braced for impact. What I suppose he didn't expect is that people knew him and loved it so much. For example, I played Freelancer and Wing Commander. I watched some of the films he produced, such as the homonymous Wing Commander, The Punisher, or Lord of War. No life-changing films, but some are enjoyable, and his games...
Listen, Lord of War is pretty awesome for its time. I am going to say that. Lord of War is pretty cool.
Really great.
Nicolas Cage, man.
I love
Get out of here.
Lord of War, by the way.
Nicolas Cage. Don't get me started talking about Nicolas Cage. Legendary Nicolas Cage.
The cumbersome presence of publishers was really exciting. So, take the kids of the 90s that grew up consuming
I loved Lord of War. I thought it was great.
Fast forward 20 years, and they are now adults with disposable income, but still chasing the same dreams. This is, I think, a good explanation of why Star Citizen is having such a huge success. No publishers to stop this train running full speed towards something new and unexplored. Only him and us, the backers of his dreams. But everything, dreams included, has to fall
Wing
back
Commander,
to
not so much.
Otherwise it's quite complex.
The movie Wing Commander, that bulldozer scene, like, not... Punisher wasn't bad.
It was time to build such a train and the tracks, and find a way to the final destination of delivering something great.
Looks is like,
do we even know what
if you take out the bulldozer, DG, it was okay, man. They picked a good maniac. Shaggy, man. Wasn't Shaggy Maniac in Wing Commander? Whatever happened to that dude? Whatever happened to that actor, by the way? I feel like something bad happened to that dude. Oh, that would be horrible. Poor Shaggy.
It inspired me to make Wing Commander and has influenced everything I've done since then. 10 years ago, after 20 years of making...
I gotta turn up the board real quick. Pepe, can you turn it up so people can hear it?
Nor loving them. And now, I'm ready to come back. And I'd like to show you something I've been working on. But I don't want to build any old game. I want to build a universe. I want to build a game I always wanted to build, but I didn't have the tools.
Oh, that would be sweet, Boat.
One that you can fly off a carrier fighting a heroic war on the front lines.
What's up, Boat? What's up, Vid? Welcome to the stream, bros.
Find your own fortune in the stars wherever your spaceship takes you. I want to be able to share this experience with my friends, and fight against real opponents.
Boy,
in space, not
Pepe,
just
we got to
AI.
turn the board all the way
This
up
will
for
be as
this.
good or better than any other game out there, and I want to actively push the boundaries of what you can do in a game. None of this would have been even possible 2 years ago. But with Moore's Law driving...
And I'll tell you what, didn't Chris age like a mofo? I mean, look at the amount of stress this man has been through, man, trying to create this. He's doing things right now that no other game devs are doing. He's pushing the boundaries. He's trying something different. And right now, the rubber meets the road, man. I told you guys for the past 6 to 7 months, this is when it gets messy, man. This is when the rubber meets the road right now.
PC performance and cost, and the gaming community embracing talented developers via crowdfunding, I believe it is possible today. I've never been accused of having a small vision.
The last sentence is a little hint to one of the major issues of this project. At the beginning of time, that was a small project for a small game. I think the initial team was...
Coop's doing the documentary on himself right now. He's like, and this is when Cooper's wallet flew open like a fly on prom night.
Composed by 10 people or close to that. As the money poured like rain during a monsoon, Chris probably realized he could turn his initial
right, man. Right.
Good. As more money came and kept coming, he promised features.
We'd have to get Ray for that, Coop.
The complexity kept going up exponentially to the extent that the technology required to deliver such a project was not even existing. Even worse, the team did not exist. As anyone who had the often ungrateful task of selecting, hiring, and training a new team, this is no little effort. It takes time, a stupidly long amount of time to do that. People have to be selected and get familiar with the procedures of the company through onboarding and training. Although, for example, CAG acquired talents from...
Yeah, I don't think he did, Hugh. I agree,
them,
man.
Even create offices for them. This is one of the most misunderstood points of this project. You can have a semi-unlimited amount of money, but the time to build a team is not going to improve that much anyway. Especially when on top of everything we place a perfectionist like Chris Roberts. So, as mentioned, CAG started with 10 lads.
Listen.
Guess how many...
And I'll tell you what, he's got his experience that definitely Chris does in game dev as coding, as a coder. Here's the thing, though. Yeah, you're absolutely right. He didn't know what PS would be. It's a big ask. It's something. He's a dreamer. Chris Roberts is a dreamer. You need those dreamer types, right? You need those dreamer types to want big things, to want to do big things, right? You need that person as a leader. And Chris is definitely filling those shoes in that role. And I think he's going to see it through. It's going to take a long time, but I definitely think Chris is going to just continue to see this through. I don't see him ever walking away from this until it's a reality. Just my opinion. I know a lot of people will get mad for me, at me for expressing that opinion, but I just feel in my bones like Chris is the type of dude who's just going to continually work on this until he sees it through. No matter how long it takes, we might all be grandpas. But I at least want somebody to attempt it. I don't want to, and I say this all the time, and I'll say it again. It's easy to roll your eyes. It's easy to be the person putting out the clickbait, the clickety clacks, to bring people in, to monetize them, to show them what's wrong now. It's easy to be that person. It's harder to be the person who doesn't roll his eyes and want to dream and make the dream happen and do the work. No matter the missteps, no matter if you're going backwards, forwards, left or right, continually pushing to make things happen, to make the dream come a reality. And I think Chris is that type of dude. Look how far this has gotten. We are literally in one of the worst bear markets ever. Probably going to get even more bad. And I mean, we're all feeling it. We're all feeling it everywhere, man. The grocery store, Jesus, what is going on at the grocery store, man? Ridiculous. Those little carts now are the norm. Did you guys notice that? I remember grocery shopping 2 years ago, 3 years ago, you had big carts, right? And you had the little carts there if you didn't need a lot. It was quaint. It was a nice idea. There were 5 or 6 of those little carts. Now when you go to a grocery store, it's nothing but little carts. It's oh, we got a ton of little carts. We got a couple big carts for you rich motherfuckers. But we got we got the little carts now. And the funny thing is I see everybody, 9 out of 10 people rolling around I see a whole bunch of dudes with their little carts, and I'm like, man, this is the world that we're going into, where we're starting to think that these little carts are normal. Like, these little carts are normal, and the food that goes in these little carts, that's what you get. And man, oh man, it's crazy. It's crazy.
For them now, well, over 700 from 5 major locations.
I feel like that's going to be clipped. I feel like that's going to be clipped.
Then there is the problem of having the technology necessary to build such a vision. As Warren Buffett said, you can't produce a baby in 1 month.
Right, Coop? Dude, I'm going broke trying to feed my family, man.
For example, the company had to remake the engine in X64 because the 32 did not give them the precision necessary to handle distances. When they add a
Must be
contract
nice,
the company called has to create part of the
I wish I was you, dude.
assets and gameplay. Something ended at some point.
Dude, don't get me started talking about eggs, man. Dude, when the eggs are more than the chicken. Right, Pepe? When the eggs are more than the chicken, something's fucking wrong, right? Am I right? Okay, all right.
There was even a lawsuit between Crytek creators.
You watching DG360 Wooks?
And Cloud Imperium games. Many of these solutions were then developed and remade multiple times. For example, some plants have been remade 24 times.
I'm trying.
For a person not familiar with IT, this process may sound like a waste. But this is normal when creating a solution that has to be
You're welcome, Woods.
The result, in fact, was improved every time, with every time more features aimed to making the process quicker and better for the future.
For real.
With a recent patch 3,
we're gonna start.
Have implemented part of.
We're gonna just start a grocery rant right now. We should like have a 10 years of grocery shopping. Let's for real. Can we get some data? Can we get some data on eggs and chicken?
Will allow food persistence of entities in a Star Citizen universe. To put it simply, the idea is that you can leave a bottle on a certain planet, log out, forget about it, and someone else may find it a long period after. It's not a new concept.
Get on it!
It has a ton of applications and gameplay loops. Imagine, for example, a ship crashing. Someone may loot.
Listen, this is wonderful. This is wonderful. But like the after party vibe needs to be elevated right now. And like I'm gonna give this guy like, but I'm feeling like the vibe right now. It's just I don't know. Maybe it was the grocery shopping. I don't know. I need explosions. I need something with explosions right now. I'm sorry. I'm going caveman. But I dig this dude, and I dig that like all the progression of the game. I like where he's going with it. I understand why he's doing it. I understand why people are watching this. They want to feel old school again. They want to see what it was back in the day. A lot of these kiddos come to this game, they don't realize how far we've come. They really don't get what we've seen in terms of progression. And a lot of them don't even know they're playing a game in development. A lot of people don't even understand that. Even some veterans don't get that sometimes. You know what I mean? Right, Limitless? But like, here's the thing. I respect this dude. Go over, check that link out. Give this dude a like. TG360 Army. Get him some subscribers. Very valiant. Like what the guy's doing. Putting some facts out. That's important. And generally speaking, not so clickable. And what I like is seeing the 17,000 clicks, because it's not clickety clack. It's not hater bait. The guy's actually putting out like, here's the progression. So give the man some love. I absolutely like when people do that, because really we need more of that. We really do.